We got a really nice slate tonight in the NBA. I'm excited to give you guys some money line bets against the spread and some player props. Let's do it. Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Jason Mattis with Winning Bets. Thanks for hanging out with me on this episode, the Hump Day edition here of Winning Bets. We give out free sports picks every single day. Before I give you those bets, we always got to take time to recap yesterday. Yesterday sucked. Boy, did it suck. You guys remember I gave you two bets on yesterday's show. I gave you a parlay in college basketball and an NBA teaser. The NBA teaser crashed. The Wizards were unable to cover, so they wrecked that one. Then the college basketball parlay ran into some bad beats there on college basketball. One team in the college basketball parlay was Wright State. They were up 18 at half. Ended up losing that game. Ended up giving up a three with 1 second to go to force overtime. So just pretty remarkable there that they were unable to, hold out an 18-point lead. And then we also took Boise State in that same parlay, and they were a bad beat too. They got one point in the last 5 minutes of that game. Are you kidding me? To go ahead and lose that game by 3. So that is just really, really staggering that they only get 1 point in 5 minutes and go ahead and drop that game. So that was a loser. And then we also started off our day with a bad beat. I tweeted out Manchester City money line under 4.5 and parlayed that with Juventus money line. Juventus cruised to a nice 3-0 victory. Manchester City did get the victory, but they did not keep it under 4.5. They scored a goal to crash this bet in the 90th minute and in the 95th minute. I mean, just unreal. The bad beats and the unluck that we're running into. That fifth goal that they scored in the 95th minute, for one, it was offsides. It was ruled offsides initially. Then VAR overturned it and gave it a goal, which, is part of the gripe that I think most fans have is the inconsistency, with really a lot of leagues, instant replay system. But, we're talking about soccer here. It's just so inconsistent. Gabriel Jesus is, body, arm, and shoulder is offsides. That means his momentum is taking him towards, more of the whole body being offside. So you have to call that offsides. Even if, they called it onsides. What shit goalkeeper, what shit play by that goalkeeper? You can't, corral the shot there by Goodwin. You can't spill out a rebound in the heart of the 6-yard box. You got to either knock that around your goal for a corner kick or just spill it off to the side. He dumped it right in the middle, put it on a nice plate for Jesus just to tap it in. So, yeah, between the shitty goalkeeper play, the offsides call that got overturned, and just the goal being in the 95th minute after having a goal in the 90th minute, just really really unlucky there. So I obviously I didn't give you guys a prop bet yesterday. After the college basketball beats, I was like, you know what, fuck it. My favorite NBA prop that I didn't give out on the show, but hasn't started yet, and it was KCP of the Lakers under 13.5 points, rebounds, and assists. It's a guy that I've been kind of monitoring here lately. I was going to kind of just play him regardless because he's just been cashing so many unders lately. But then yesterday was just a sweet spot to play him. The Suns have been really defending the shooting guard position really, really well. They're almost top in the league there defending, the shooting guard position here lately. So after those bad beats, I was like, fuck this. I'm going to go ahead. I'll tweet this play out. I'll go ahead and, obviously make the bet myself. Easy cash. Ended up with 10. And again, I took under 13.5. So, salvaged a little bit of the day late on, gave me some, it didn't give me confidence. My confidence is already high. I'm getting, the right bets. I'm just getting the wrong results. So it just felt good to wake up to that cash. I didn't see that game unfold, in its entirety. I watched it till about halftime. But yeah, just to wake up with the cash, it felt good. Obviously down on the day when you go 1-3 and, obviously down still in the week. But, it felt good. So, yeah, that felt good to get that cash there. So, and that's one thing you guys can always, get from me is I'm honest, right? That's why I do these daily recaps is I'm honest. We know I've been struggling here a little bit, not in terms of getting results. There's still the same amount of work is being put in, but the results, haven't been there. So, but I'm still doing the daily recaps. I'm still being honest, and you guys will always get that from me. I want to, just kind of warn you guys, warn you guys of something that I came across yesterday on Twitter. Here's a guy that gives out prop bets that yesterday states he went 0-2. And he declared his KCP play a push. He just did under 8.5 points, so he had a different play than I did. But he had under 8.5 points, and he declared it a push due to injuries. Right, Marcus Gasol was a late scratch due to COVID issues, and I believe it was Kyle Kuzma was also a late scratch due to health related issues. So because of the circumstances changed, he ruled it a push. So this guy's made his gains and wins look better than what it is. You can't cash out on a player option, right? I can't because there's injuries. Marcus Gasol, comes out with an injury, all of a sudden log into DraftKings and do a cash out on a player prop. You can't do that. You're stuck. You're stuck. And this is what you get in betting during COVID. You got to understand that, guys are yo-yoing out of the lineups, and this guy wants to hide one of his losses. Actually turned into a win for him. KCP didn't go over 8.5 points. He had a terrible night, as he's been doing lately. But just in sticking with this is, he did this last night. Who knows how many times he's done this prior? Because we know guys been yo-yoing out of the lineup all season long due to COVID, and has been wrecking a lot of parlays, or not a parlays, been wrecking a lot of player props because it does change the circumstance. It changes it completely, but you got to live with it. I mean, this is betting during COVID. This is part of what you get. So I just warn you guys, while I have not been getting the results I've got, at least I'm honest. I will always be honest. I won't make my gains look greater than what they are, and my losses, I won't trim them to make my losses look, not as bad as what they are. I'm honest, and I'll always be honest and transparent. To this guy's credit, I called him out on Twitter. I was like, this is bullshit. You want to go ahead and call this a push? That's bullshit. This is... at the time, I went ahead and was like, all right, you're basically saying it's a loss, so I'll follow along with your train of thought. You've gone now 0-3 on the day. You've not lost 2 units. You've lost 3 units. So, you can't do that. You can't do that. I mean, even if you were to hedge and bet the over, you're still going to have a loss because the hedge isn't going to overcome all your losses. You're either going to lose 3 units, or if you were quick enough and you were able to get in a hedge before that before that game started, there's still some loss there. So it's not 2 units. It's more than 2 units. So again, to give this guy credit, after I called him out on Twitter, he then was like, all right, winning bets pod is right. I didn't lose 2 units on the day. I've lost more than 2 units. So I'll reflect that, in his next recap, whatever. I didn't follow up with the guy. But so but to give him credit, he did correct it. But it just makes you wonder how many times has he done this prior where he didn't get called out? Because we know guys have been going up and down out of the lineup due to COVID. And when he didn't get called out, how many times has he made his wins and losses either not as bad or greater than what they should? So I just warn you guys to, if there aren't people out me that aren't doing these daily recaps, aren't doing weekly recaps, monthly recaps when I can, just be cautious of what you put in, because lots of guys are trying to hide their results. As this guy sneakily tried to do until he got called out. There's competition out there, right? But, I understand gambling's, a tough road to hoe at times, and, you're obviously not hitting on every bet. But while I am struggling lately, we know I've had a fantastic February, I've had a fantastic January, and I've had a fantastic 2001. So you can always expect me to be honest and transparent. And again, to give that guy credit, he did correct his mistake from last night. But just caution you guys, just caution you guys going forward. So with that being said, let's get into some bets. I am pumped for this NBA slate tonight. Obviously, I've got a mix of player props for you guys, money line plays for you guys, and against the spread plays for you guys. I will give you no justification on the money line and against the spread because I've already uploaded the video to win $25,000 on the Fox Bet Super 6 app. So let's just run through the player props, and then we'll hit you with those there at the end. All right, so the first player prop is I'm going to go to that Hornets versus Timberwolves game. And I've got 2 player props from this game. I'm going to go ahead and do Karl Anthony Towns. Over 25.5 points at minus 112 over FanDuel. And then I'm going to do Anthony Edwards over 19.5 points. And you can find that at minus 104 over FanDuel. The Hornets defense versus small forwards. In their last 14 games, they're allowing 57.4 field goal percentage, bottom 5. In their last 7, they're allowing 60.7 field goal percentage, bottom 5. For centers, it's 70% over the last 14, which is dead last. And over the last 7, it's 69.4, which is bottom 5. They rank 25th in field goal percentage allowed in the restricted area at 69.8. They rank 25th in field goal percentage allowed in the paint non-restricted area at 46.8. Edwards cashed earlier in February when these two teams played. Cat missed it by 1 point. Cody Zeller played that night. He is questionable going into this game. He hasn't played the last few games, so we don't know if he's going to play, but he did play in February. If he doesn't play tonight, it's only really of a help. And in that game earlier in February, Malik Beasley played, where he took 21 shots. He's obviously not available tonight. He's been suspended by the NBA, so he had a big night that game, and he's second on the team in points. So, Edwards cash, Cat was damn near close. Now somebody's got to pick up the slack from Beasley not playing. Both of these guys are benefiting with Malik Beasley out. Edwards has cashed his total in his last 2 games that Beasley hasn't been around. Cat's been right around there. So, yeah, just love both of these guys going over their total tonight. It's Cat over 25.5 points, and it's Anthony Edwards over 19.5 points. Next play we got here for you is going to that Bulls-Pelicans game. We're going to do Zion Williamson over 27.5 points. And you can find that at minus 115 over a points bet. The Bulls versus power forwards in the last 14 are allowing 50.5 field goal percentage, which ranks bottom 3rd in the league. The Bulls are allowing the second most points in the paint in their last 10. The Bulls are 24th in defending the paint non-restricted area. Zion got 29 points earlier this season in February, where he went 12 for 18, so he had a really good night shooting, as we expect him to have another good shooting tonight. So it's Zion Williamson over 27.5 points. You can find that at minus 115 over points bet. Staying with that game, I think the Bulls also have an advantage at the center position. Wendell Carter Jr. should have a decent night. He's consistently had good games. He hasn't quite gotten his point total to hit quite yet, but he's pretty damn consistently going over 10 points. So I did a parlay with him. I did Wendell Carter Jr. to get 10 plus points and Zion to get 25 plus points, and that's at basically even money over at FanDuel. So I brought both of these players down their point total and parlayed them together. The Pelicans defense versus centers, bottom of the league in the last 7, allowing 72.2 field goal percentage. In the last 7, in the last 14, it's 64.9 field goal percentage. Again, bottom of the league there in defending the center position. They're 26th in the league in defending the restricted area, and they're 23rd in the league in field goal percentage allowed within 6 feet of the basket. So Wendell Carter should have a good night. I was worried maybe he didn't reach his point total. So again, brought that down, just have him hitting 10 plus. Parlayed him with Zion hitting 25 plus, and like that parlay there at even money over at FanDuel. Did that same sort of thing there in the Pacers game. They're going up against the Cavs. I got Sabonis scoring 20 plus. I've got Jared Allen scoring 10 plus, and I've got Sexton scoring 20 plus. To give you a perspective on what their real numbers are, Sabonis is 22.5, Allen's 15.5, and Sexton is 24.5. The Cavs are dead last in the NBA lately in defending the power forward position. And the last 14, point guards and centers are really hurting the Pacers. Centers rank bottom 5. Point guards rank bottom 10 in terms of how the Pacers are defending those two positions. And the Pacers are 28th in the league in field goal percentage allowed in the paint non-restricted area. So again, parlay on FanDuel. Sabonis to get 20 points, 20 plus or more. Allen to get 10 or more, Sexton to get 20 more, and that parlay comes in at plus 120. All right, now I've got some against the spread and money line bets for you. I'm going to go ahead and take Wolves plus 2 at minus 110 over at FanDuel. I'm going to go ahead and take 76ers plus 3.5, and that's minus 105 over at PointsBet. And I'm going to go ahead and take that Warriors money line at minus 132 over at FanDuel. So those are the bets I'm definitely going to roll with, rolling with. I've already bought them. I'm definitely keeping my eye on some more player props, waiting on those sports books to populate them. They're waiting on injuries and what have you, just like I'm kind of waiting to see, maybe who's available. But I've already got my eye on what I'm eyeing. It's just a matter of, what are the numbers come in at the sports books. And then I'm also going to put in a little bit later on a 6-team teaser based on the Fox Bet Super 6 app. A couple of these books, you can't do any alternate spreads yet. So once you can do all 6 games on the Fox Bet Super 6 app, I'm going to make a 6-legged teaser, so you can look for that to come out on Twitter as well. And then maybe get in some more soccer bets. Got to wait on lineups. There's 3 games going on in the Premier League today, so I just want to wait and see what we get lineups. 2 of those games are at noon. and then another game there at 2:15 Central Time. So just want to see lineups for that. So maybe look on Twitter there a little bit later on, see if we pull the trigger on any soccer bets. Otherwise, I'm excited for these player props. I'm excited for these NBA against the spread money line bets. Just excited for today. Excited us to have a nice bounce back today, get all of our losses back, and just get this week going right again. You guys deserve it, and we need it, so let's have us a day. All right, guys, go ahead and hit that like button, and I'll see you guys a little bit later on, and I'll see you guys on tomorrow's show.
Thanks for watching this episode of Winning Bets. I'm Jason Mattis. I'll see you again when we are celebrating the wins and making more winning bets. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe for more winning bets.